succeeded so
Yes.
far. This is, I think, what the community here is trying to do is build up the monies for a scholarship fund that somewhere, some other young person might be able to try their best, given the opportunities in that.
That's right. I have to agree with that because most kids would like to get involved in something other than all the stuff that's out there like drugs, alcohol, and things like that. But many of them can't afford an education, can't afford to do anything, so they turn to the narcotics and things like that. So I would say that by giving them a chance to go to college, you'd be surprised how many kids would take advantage of that.
Mhm. And indeed, this would certainly be a very fitting tribute to Joey Aversa, because he was a bright, intelligent person and a very caring person. And as a person who did not have it easy in your own youth, if you had the opportunity to get a more profound education in that, this would have helped you out of your situation, but fortunately you had the talent and you moved along the lines of sports to make something of yourself.
Yes.
There must be young people out there listening now who have a question in their mind, maybe questioning their own ability. Do you have any advice to them, whether it's their own ability to go on for further education or their own ability to become involved in sports or something? What about those young people that just have that question?
Well, one never know what you never really know what you have until you try it. Like boxing would have been the last thing I thought that I would be successful in. But I had two older brothers that were fighters before and it was through them that I became interested in boxing. So after going to the gym on many occasions, I got better and better and better. And finally, they put me in the Golden Gloves. I won the Golden Gloves. Then the following year, 1952, I won the Golden Gloves again. And that year, I won every tournament, including the Olympics, which were held in Helsinki, Finland. I won the gold. So in fact, of all the things that I have done in boxing, the biggest thrill, more than anything else, wasn't winning the heavyweight champion or being the first man ever to regain it. The biggest thrill in boxing was winning the Olympics. I never, ever dreamt that I would ever even come close, but I won it. And so what I'm saying is that these young people, there are a lot of things out there, a lot of things, in sports, education, everything. So what I'm saying is that if they go out there and look for it and seek it out, I'm sure they'll be successful.
I think we're sending a double message: go for the gold, and for the other people, help the young people go for the gold.
Right. That's what I'm
Floyd,
saying.
we have to move to our next set with Commissioner Richard Herring and guest Tom Hoover. So, Floyd, we'd like to thank you very much for being with us.
Okay.
And
it's my pleasure.
yes, I'll be up for dinner very soon, I hope.
Okay.
As you can see, I need it.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll move on now.
Thank you, Father. I'm Richard Herring, Executive Deputy Commissioner of the New York State Athletic Commission, and with me is a member of our staff from New York, Tom Hoover. Tom, although being a member of the New York State Athletic Commission, comes from a great career in basketball. From 1963 to 1965, was a center for the New York Knicks. From 1965 to 1967 with the LA Lakers. From 1967 to 1970 with the Atlanta Hawks, and finishing his career with the New York Nets. And I'm pleased to introduce to you Tom Hoover. Tom, thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you. Joe and I were very close friends. Joe, having served in the New York State Police and being stationed in the Ferndale-Wurtsboro area where I knew him from, and of course in his career in boxing, he used to call us all the time and say, hey, Commish, do you have a couple of extra tickets so we can get back to the fights? And that's, I know, where you met Joe. And it was, a pleasure for us when we got the phone call. Could we come up today and partake in this? We certainly said we would. Tom, in your career, certainly an illustrious career in professional sports, you certainly know what drugs can do to the young of our society today, the residual effects that drugs can have on the youth. And possibly can you share with us or enlighten us a little bit of what some of our youth face today with the use of drugs?
Well, there are all kinds of situations, Rich, that are out there, and all kinds of temptations that are out there for any young person. The first thing that you have to do is the same thing that Floyd just said to you. You have to love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, then you really have a serious problem about what it is and you are trying to achieve in life. If you can take the time to be an athlete, then you can take the time to be an athlete and a person. If you take that same energy and put it into your body to become something, whether it's a student, whether it's an athlete, or whatever have you, you can take that same energy and say, I don't need this extra drug, or I don't need to get high, or I don't need to be a member of the crowd. Now, the things that we talk about, the marijuana, the crack, the cocaine, those are the things that are pretty much dominating our headlines today. But for all you youngsters out there, I know there's a new drug that people haven't really touched on that much, and it's the steroid use, the use of steroids. It's a very serious, dangerous situation that has come about only because everybody wants to look like Hulk Hogan, or everyone wants to look like the next whoever have you. Thanks. But you can also do that without the use of steroids. You can do that just by going to the gym and working. And if you work, there's no pain, there's no gain. So don't take a shortcut to it. You have to do it the hard way, the old-fashioned way, as they say. We work for it, and that's the way you have to do it. There was an article the other day on superstar Billy Graham, a young man, 46 years old, sterile at 46, 2 ankle replacement operations where he has steel rods running from his shin down to his ankle, so he walks like a robot. There's no flexibility in his ankles. Back slip disc, back surgery at this stage, the cracked vertebrae. All of this comes from steroid use. You can bulk up if you do it properly. Do not use steroids because they will affect your body. He has to have a liver biopsy. As I said, sterile at 46 years old. If you want to have kids, stay away from drugs. There's a tremendous amount of energy and time that goes into becoming an athlete. We spent days out on the court. Floyd spent days trying to become a professional boxer. Richie spent days trying to be a baseball player. But if you take that same kind of energy and devote it to your body to build it up, why take a minute and use any kind of drugs to tear it down? So you have to love yourself, and there are all kinds of programs out here for you. If you feel weak, just pick up the telephone and reach out for someone to help you, reach out to where you can sit down and talk to somebody. It doesn't feel, even if you don't take the time to do that, you want to get in the corner and talk to God. It doesn't make you less of a person to sit down and say, hey, I need help. It doesn't make you less of a man or a woman. It doesn't make you less of a person not to go out with the crowd. The crowd will all come and say, oh, he was a great guy, he looks great, and this and that and that and the other. But they will not tell you what's right for you.
One of the things that I find interesting when we talk to a lot of people in our profession about drug abuse, and that is that we associate with crack and other drugs that they buy on the street. What people fail to realize is that the drug dependency or the drug abuse as we know it can be found right in the home, in the parents' medicine cabinet, with the medications that the parents have been prescribed, the Valium and the sleeping pills. So, when you think that we're talking about the drug abuse as we know it on the street, that's not the case. You may have it happening right in your own home. The medicine cabinet syndrome.
Yes.
How many parents out there today that are listening to this telethon know how many capsules they have left in their own medicine bottle? Yes. And fine, your child may be home and he may not be spending money, but it may be coming out of your own house. You know, we're here today, Tom, myself, Floyd, so many other people that have come here. We've come to Port Jervis, number one, for the respect that we had for Joe and what Joe did for the community. But we have a lot of feeling for what Joe stood for and what Joe died for, and that was the illicit use of drugs in our society today. Don't let this day be for nothing. Don't let the phone sit idle and not ring, because if you do, then everything that we've set up today, everything that Tom came for, myself, Floyd, all the other sports personalities, is going to go to waste. And it's not going to be productive in this telethon this afternoon. So please, make the phones ring. Let's show to Joe, to his family, and to the people of Port Jervis that we really do care about the children of tomorrow.
Yes, we have to start right now by making the phones ring. 856-8100. That's 856-8100. You have to start now. Why did Joe die? Is it in vain? Let's show that it's not in vain. Let's show that he gave his life for something, for a cause. Let's show by taking those pills, if you have them in the medicine cabinet, and dumping them at this time. Let's show, if you have the time, to sit and talk to your kid and ask him if he has a problem. Let's show that we are a unit. We are a family. There is a unit out there. There is somebody willing to listen to what you have to say at this time. And to call right now, 856-8100, to make the telephones ring, to show that, yes, we do care for this program. I think that's the most important thing that we can do right now, is show that we care and we are here to show everybody that we do that.
Tom, in your career with the New York Knicks, the LA Lakers, the Atlanta Hawks, the Nets, did you find that drug abuse was a major problem in those days in the athletes?
No, it wasn't a problem in those days. Guys cared about their body and they cared about themselves. I think drug abuse has come to the forefront through our society, through every fabric of our society, through the music industry, through the loosening of the society, through the 60s with the hippie movement and that free love, free drug culture, and then everybody just took it to the extreme. If a guy can spend 8 to 10 hours a day trying to perfect his profession, whether it be basketball, baseball, football, hockey, whatever have you, wrestling, whatever have you, boxing, he takes that same energies to put in here to perfect his profession. He didn't have time to go out and get drugs or anything when we were coming up and we were into the sport. If we had I don't think I drank a beer till I was almost 23, 24 years old. And that's nothing, it was just something that you just didn't do. If you really wanted to be an athlete, you didn't do that. Today, I see kids riding up and down the street just going bananas, and you try and take the time to speak to them, and they listen when you do take the time to talk to them, because they are reaching out for somebody to talk to them. They're reaching out for somebody to say something to them.
Well, this is such an important program for the Port Jervis area, for the youth of this area, but certainly for the memory of Joe Aversa, who really gave his life for something that he believed in, for something that we believe in, and hopefully for something that you, the viewing audience, will believe in. Don't let Joe's memory die in vain. Don't let your children die in vain. Call 856-8100 with your contribution for the Joseph Aversa Scholarship Fund. And with that, I think we want to go back to the network.
Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I'd like to do a song and dedicate it to all the people who have taken time out of very, very busy schedules to come down, to appear on the telethon, and also the people who are working so very hard on the phones, right behind the cameras. We're going to give everybody, yes, let's hear it for them. So we're going to dedicate this song to you, and we're going to go around there and show you what they look like. They're all lovely people. We're going to embarrass the heck out of them, and but this is for them and for everybody. You know I can't smile without you. I can't smile without you. I can't laugh and I can't sing, finding it hard to do anything because I feel sad when you're sad. I feel bad when you're sad. If you only knew what I'm going through, I just can't smile without you. We're gonna go back here now. You came along just like a song and brightened my day. Who'd have believed that you were part of a dream? Now it all seems light years away. You know I can't smile without you. I can't smile without you. Look, she's better. If you only knew what I'm going through, I just can't smile. Smile without you. Come on, you help me sing. Can't smile without you. I won't kiss him. Can't sing. Find it hard to do anything. Feels. How you doing today? All right? Yeah, phones are ringing good. Come on, everybody. 856-8100. We want to hear from everybody today. Get that money coming in here. You know I can't smile without you. I can't smile without you. I can't laugh and I can't sing, finding it hard to do anything because I feel sad when you're sad. I feel bad when you're sad. If you only knew what I'm going through, I just can't smile without you and you and you and all the camera people and everybody here. Thank you. Give yourselves a big round of applause. You're doing a great job here today. Thank you. Do you want me to, what next? We want another song or we have something to cut to? Sing, huh? Okay. Sure, all right. We'll do another Frank Sinatra song called New York, New York. But keep those phones ringing. We want to hear from you. Start spreading the news. I'm a leaving today. You want to help me out, Paul? I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These are vagabond shoes are longer to stray. To step around the heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep, to find I'm king of the hill, atop of a heap. These are little town blues, all melted away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it here, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep, to find I'm a number one, king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. New York. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right now, it's my pleasure to introduce Daniel O'Hare and Senator Arthur Gray.
Oh, don't stop now. Could I hear that applause again, please? Yeah, that's it. I think that we're both worth it, right, Art?
Well, you are, Father.
I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to share with you someone who is no stranger to our community, someone who has worked very tirelessly in Port Jervis and the surrounding areas, and now he represents us in a very fine way in Albany. And one of the very interesting jobs that he has, one of the primary obligations that he has as the ranking minority member in the state Senate on the drug committee. We'd ask you, Art, if you would share with us just what the obligations and responsibilities of that committee would be.
Well, the governor formed, well, there's two things. One is the committee of the Senate. There are several Senate committees, and I am the ranking minority member of the drug and alcohol drug abuse. So any of the bills and laws that finally come to the floor in that regard pass through that committee. That's what that work is primarily. And then as that membership gets me involved in the subject matter, I was also appointed to the statewide Alcohol and Drug Abuse Commission headed by Lieutenant Governor Lundeen. And through that was instrumental in getting the Newburgh to be a demonstration project. There are only 4 in the state. 3 are in the metropolitan area, and 1, they call us upstate. Anything that's not New York State is New York City is upstate. So there was quite a vying for position in regards to that with other people in the legislature, but at least we got that for Newburgh because, believe it or not, and of course you know better than anybody, has the worst statistics of any city in the state.
Yeah, drugs are rampant all over, and it's certainly a serious situation. We all have to do our share, and your committee in Albany reviewing the various bills that are put forth, we will pray that you are quite successful in many of your endeavors in that field. And we'd like to thank you, too, for making Newburgh, which is actually in our backyard almost, Newburgh one of the coalition sites.
Yes.
And I think what is intended for that community should work out, and everyone will benefit tremendously.
Well, I look upon it as a great thing for my district, which Newburgh is in the center of my district, which is somewhat L-shaped, with Newburgh being in the one corner where it goes up to Kingston and over to Port Jervis and Middletown. So what happens in Newburgh is something that the rest of us in the state, and especially in our district, can watch to see how we can pull whatever state programs are out there so that we don't have those holes in the system where people fall through.
And being in Albany, you're very familiar then also with the education system and the tremendous cutbacks that have taken place in different aspects of support to education. Although they're not as severe as they could be, any cutback is a hard thing. So this, I think, highlights and emphasizes the fact that every one of our viewers here should know the number 856-8100. Please call in. I did hear just when I was out in the hall that my friends up in Santini's sent in some contributions, and they were unkind about it because they sent $50, one for every year that I've been on this earth.
Really?
I'm 50 years old, and they're rubbing it in. But if anyone would like to hurt my feelings again, call in with a $50 contribution. We'd be delighted to receive it.
The only advantage we ever had of getting older in my family was that my mother started a custom of giving us a present of $1 for each year of our life on our birthday.
Oh.
She said I was getting rather expensive, but
We won't tell.
along those lines, this is why you think I have a check here for $100, and it's from myself and my wife Helen, and Don and Esther Parker, my partner.
Well, thank you very
Okay.
much. All right. We appreciate that very much, and that's helping to bring the title up. We ask you, you mentioned that you had some presentations.
Well,
that
I
you-
do. I come here with gladness to participate in anything that's against drugs, alcohol abuse. I come with sadness because of that which spearheaded this movement, Joseph Aversa. He happened to be a young man who I considered in one way part of my family because we became, as we do in a small community, very close. He played football with my son and went to school with him, and my daughter, of course, was with his brother. So it's with mixed feelings. I do think, though, that the young man, Joseph, who gave his life for this fight, would commend all of you for what you're doing here in his memory. And I had him memorialized in the state Senate, and it's a rather lengthy document, but I think it bears reading if we have the time.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, this was passed in the state Senate. It will bear my name, and when printed, John Bonasek, our assemblyman in the district, will also be it because it's through the legislature. But there's a process of getting it printed and everything that's a little slow. Whereas it is the sense of this legislative body that the positive and solitary definition of the communities of the state of New York remains of unparalleled importance to the discharge of our shared responsibilities. And whereas there is no substitute, no alternative to the full implementation of that prerogative, on the contrary, the safe, sure, and positive definition of the communities of the state of New York dictates that the discretionary power inherent in governance be weighed in favor of that commitment. And whereas, consistent with that pledged concern, it is the sense of this legislative body to express sincerest sorrow upon the occasion of the death of New York State Police investigator Joseph T. Aversa, whose life was so cruelly taken March 5th, 1990, during an undercover buy and bust narcotics operation. And whereas Trooper Joseph T. Aversa is survived by his wife, Eileen La Femina Aversa, at home, his parents of Sparrowbush, one brother, Vincent Aversa of Sparrowbush, his paternal grandmother, Vincenza Aversa of Brooklyn, his maternal grandmother, Agnes Pedrosa of San Diego, California, and nieces and nephews. And whereas the brutal slaying of this valiant New York State trooper warrants consummate condemnation and solemn repudiation, and whereas this legislative body is moved to join with the members of the New York State Police in its expression of sorrow, and whereas the son of Vincent and Doris Pedrosa Aversa, Joseph T. Aversa, was born November 6, 1958 in Brooklyn, and whereas Joseph T. Aversa was a 1976 graduate of Port Jervis High School, where he was a member of the football and wrestling teams, and a 1978 graduate of Orange County Community College, Middletown, he was also a boxer. And whereas Joseph T. Aversa joined the state police in March 1984, he was promoted to investigator in October 1989, at which time he joined the Drug Enforcement Task Force And whereas it is the sense of this legislative body that New York State Police investigator Joseph T. Aversa did so valiantly give his life in an action above and beyond the call of duty, and whereas the career of New York State Police investigator Joseph T. Aversa so clearly mirrors those qualities of constancy and fortitude which define the essence of our shared commitment to the safe and secure definition of the communities of the state of New York, and whereas through his consummate bravery and heroic commitment to duty, New York State Police investigator Joseph J. Aversa did so unselfishly advance that spirit of united purpose and shared concern, which is the unalterable manifestation of our American manner. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this legislative body pause in its deliberation and express sincere sorrow upon the occasion of the death of New York State Police investigator Joseph T. Aversa, noting, in turn, his consummate bravery and his heroic commitment to duty, fully confident in the living providence of our Creator, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution, suitably engrossed, be transmitted to Mrs. Joseph T. Aversa, Wilson Road, Sparrowbush, New York, signed by the Secretary to the Senate. I know if young Joseph were here, he'd say, Mr. Gray, that's awful flowery words, but what it really means is that he was a good and great citizen.
The power of the legislative body, our whole Constitution in our state and our nation is what he pledged himself to. So I think that that is most fitting and a very beautiful tribute to a very fine and very perfect young man.
Well, Father, at the same time, and for other reasons, I had a similar proclamation made up for you, and I thought it was fitting and proper that this was the time to present it, because you've been a charter member of the National Commission on Drug-Free Schools and other things, and if in your own humble way you will let me do this, I know the people of West End and the Church of the Most Sacred Heart know you to be a humble person.
I'm embarrassed, but go ahead.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. Nah, when you do a good job, somebody should talk about it. Yeah. This legislative resolution commending Reverend Daniel M. O'Hare upon the occasion of his appointment to the prestigious and vital National Commission on Drug-Free Schools. Whereas it is the sense of this legislative body that those who give positive definition to the profile and disposition of our American manner do so profoundly strengthen our shared commitment to the exercise of freedom. And whereas attendant to such concern and fully in accord with its long-standing tradition, it is the intent of this legislative body to commend Reverend Daniel M. O'Hare upon the occasion of his appointment to the prestigious and vital National Commission on Drug-Free Schools. And whereas Father Dan O'Hare is pastor of Most Sacred Heart in Port Jervis, New York, as a seminarian and priest of the Archdiocese of New York from the summer of 1961 to 1970, Father Dan worked with active substance abusers, helping them become aware of the need for treatment, and in as many cases as possible, helping them to be admitted to various treatment programs. In 1971, realizing the great need for prevention, he founded Americans Mobilized to End Narcotics Abuse, called AMEN. In 1973, AMEN was incorporated in the state of New York as a not-for-profit corporation, and whereas in addition to his work with AMEN, Father Dan is the current chairman of the board, some of his involvement in the field of substance abuse include the following. Helping, these are things that Father, some of the things that Father has done. Helping to organize and served as the chairman of Dutchess County Narcotics Guidance Council. Hosted for 8 years a weekly half-hour radio program in Poughkeepsie, New York. Is an associate member of the International Narcotic Enforcement Officers Association. Served as chaplain to many police agencies and PBAs. I was surprised you were so busy myself. Served as a board member of the Citizen Alliance to Prevent Drug Abuse in New York State, called CAPTA. Is a member of the National Clergy Association on Alcoholism and Related Drug Problems. Is past president for the Orange County Council on Alcohol, OCA, In addition to these, Father Dan's proudest association is with the American Council for Drug Education, ACDE. He has served on the board of directors from its inception, served on the White House Conference for a Drug-Free America, holds the rank of Lieutenant Colonel in New York State Guard, and is chaplain for the 86th Regimental New York Guard, and was selected as charter member of the National Commission on Drug-Free Schools. And whereas Father Dan has been selected as a charter member of the National Commission on Drug-Free Schools, and whereas the commission is authorized by the Anti-Drug Abuse Act of 1988, Congress established the commission to develop recommendations of criteria for identifying drug-free schools and campuses, and also develops recommendations for identifying model programs to meet such criteria. And whereas there are 26 members, including the Secretary of the United States Department of Education, Laurel F. Cavazos, and the Director of the Office of National Drug Control Policy, William J. Bennett, who co-chairs the commission. 8 are members of Congress, 16 are appointed by the Secretary and Director, who consist of, and I think it's important that we out there know these things because that's what Father Dan is working for. A, experts in the fields of drug abuse prevention and education, representatives of state and local school authorities, representatives of parent-teacher associations, representatives of national education organizations, representatives of community groups with demonstrated records in drug abuse and prevention education, representatives, law enforcement officials. And whereas through his unwavering and sustained commitment to the valiant war against drug and other substance abuse which imperil our nation, Father Dan has so unselfishly advanced that spirit of united purpose and shared concern which is in the unaudible manifestation of our American experience. Now therefore be it resolved that this legislative body pause in its deliberations and most joyously commend Reverend Daniel M. O'Hare upon the occasion of his appointment to the prestigious National Commission on Drug-Free Schools, and to express gratitude for his ceaseless efforts on behalf of our youth, fully confident that such procedure mirrors our shared commitment to preserve, to enhance, and to yet affect that patrimony of freedom which is our American heritage, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution, suitably engrossed, be transmitted to Reverend Daniel M. O'Hare, the Most Sacred Heart Church, 12 McAllister Street, Port Jervis, New York, adopted in the Senate on March 20th, 1990, and signed by our Secretary, and soon to be adopted in the Assembly. Father, it's a lot of reading, but it shows people what you're doing, and not only that, what the rest are trying to do.
I sort of have a lump in my throat at this moment to receive something like this on this occasion. The whole purpose of Amen is to try to reduce the demand for substance abuse. In the case of Joey Aversa, we obviously did not get to the right people, and we didn't help the right people because it was the demand for substance abuse that brought Joey down. And I appreciate your honesty, and this will give me
I'll leave it here for you.
It gives me the, God bless you, thank you.
And I got an extra copy for his parents. Because whether you're 50 or you're 100, they're proud of you,
Yeah.
as we are.
I thank you very much, and I think we'll now turn to Tony Palazzo, who is going to share with us some videos of Joey and Eileen's wedding. And Senator, we'll still love you as mayor. Senator,
right.
Thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for both of these citations. And God
Thank
bless you.
Father.
Thank you. Right.
Thank the mayor for the good job he's doing.
Absolutely.
Good afternoon. My name is Tony Palazzo, and I have the pleasure of showing you a videotape of Joe Aversa. One of the things we've been talking about is Joe's character, and we talked a great deal about his accomplishments and kind of heart he had. One of the real fun things about Joe was his charisma. He was always smiling, and he had a real way of warming people. What I'm about to show you, we're about to show you here, is a videotape taken at my wedding in 1986. I had the pleasure of having Joe as an usher, and this videotape was the reception. The people at the cameraman at the reception was interviewing people, talking about myself and the fact that I was getting married. And during this clip, the cameraman comes across Joe Aversa. And I think, and you can see in this clip how the cameraman is trying to get Joe to talk seriously about his relationship with me. And I think you'll really enjoy how well the kind of character Joe had and the charisma he had and the way he could really warm up to people. And I really think that you'll enjoy this tape. This is Joe Aversa as an usher at a reception at my wedding. And when I say go, I guess we're just going to start the tape. Let's go, fellas.
And your relationship to this party?
I don't even know them.
You just stumbled in.
Yeah, I was walking outside in the street and I decided, hey, this is a party. What the hell, right?
Hello, Joe.
How you been?
Who's this? Oh,
This is Uncle Ron.
This is Joe Aversa, state trooper, defender of crime
Truth,
in the state of
justice,
New York.
Truth, justice, and the
I'll tell you
American
the
way.
truth, I'm very happy to be here tonight to say thank you to, what's his name, Tony?
I think.
Tony.
I don't
and,
remember.
What's the name of the girl is, what's the name of the girl here?
I
he
don't know.
married?
She's Irish, I think.
An Irish girl that he
Irish
married
girl.
should be a very happy thing here. I hope she'll convert to Judaism very soon. We'll make a nice party, we'll have a shidduch, everything's gonna be good.
That's it.
I'm gonna say good night, I'm gonna have a drink. Goodbye and good luck.
you were telling us about your relationship
My relationship?
to this party here tonight. Are you a friend of the groom? Are you a relative? Are you...
I'm friendly. I'm a friend of the groom, Anthony, Tony.
You know him for a long time.
A couple of minutes. We met outside. He said, come on in. So I came in.
Seriously speaking, you know him for a while.
Since 1972. So that's a few years.
About 14 years. So
About.
what can you tell us about him that we haven't heard before?
He likes his beer. We're like brothers. He's my pal.
He seems to have a lot of brothers here tonight. We've heard that before.
You've heard that? Well, then I'll go.
And we've asked the brothers what kind of advice they would give to his bride tonight. You know something about
To
him.
his bride?
That's right. What kind of advice would you give her, since
I
you know him very well?
I wouldn't give no advice
What
to
does she
her.
have to watch out for?
Nothing. She just does what he says, and that's it.
Tell him.
She just do what he says, and that's it.
What would you like to wish the two of them?
Luck, happiness, plenty of kids, live forever together, and that's it.
Okay, thanks a lot. Talking to the two of you.
Joe Aversa at Tony Palazzo's wedding, and now we'd like to get on and give you a new total as it's coming up here. Before we do, though, I'd like to just give you another reminder. Remember, if you go to Burger King and get an order of French fries anytime today, they're going to donate 25 cents toward the cost of that. I have a few announcements we'll make. We'll read some more names, and then we'll get to the tote board here. The first one I want to read is very special. Is Father O'Hare still here? I have a donation here from Flo Santini, and she says that she'd like to donate $150, but it's divided up into two groups. One group is for $100, and the other one is for $50. And she says one of those is in honor of Father Dan's birthday. Now, I won't tell you which half that is. You'll have to figure it out yourself. But she said she hopes her other parishioners hear that, too, and maybe these phones will start ringing, and we'll get some more totals up there in honor of the scholarship fund and in honor of Father O'Hare. Also, I have here Dick Drew on behalf of the Port Jervis Fire Department for a donation of $150. I also have a donation on behalf of Ellie Habig for the Port Jervis Democratic Committee for $50. And I have a few others that I'd like to read here, but I see Joan is coming up. I think she's got something also. This is Joan Palazzo, who has some donations to read to us as well.
Yes, that was very nice of Mr. John Bonacek. We've got a $500 check from him, which I think is really, really
That's
great.
wonderful.
As we all know, Eileen Aversa gave $2,000, and that was really, really great of Eileen to make such a large contribution after having lost her husband.
Absolutely.
We have two very special donations. A little girl named Jacqueline March came in. She's 7 years old, and she brought $10 with her. And she had a friend with her named Amy Budd, who's 12 years old, and she also brought in $10. I think that's just really
That's
super.
absolutely wonderful.
It really, everyone's been really wonderful in the New York Drug. I don't know if I mentioned the New York Drug Force.
Yes, I think we did.
They gave 500,
They gave
which was really
$500
very,
to the New York Drug
very,
Enforcement
very nice.
Agency, which is just great.
Yeah.
So the pledges are coming in. We have numbers that keep on coming in, and we'd like to hear the phones ring a whole lot more. As Joan had mentioned, two young ladies came down and made a donation. While we'd prefer that you probably call in on the phone if you are right here in the area in Hammond Street and you would like to stop in to give us a donation, we certainly would appreciate it. I also have some more names that I'd like to read now of some pledges that are come in. Thank you again, Joan, very much, Joan Palazzo. A few more for some pledges that we've gotten. $100 from Brian DeGroat, $100 from Phil Platania, $50 from Vicky Mara, $50 from Harrison and Olga Murray, $25 from Helen Chandler, $25 from Tom and Irene Hoppy, $25 from Mr. and Mrs. James Kent, $25 from Pauline and Ted Schultz. I have a $25 pledge from Wilbur Eckes Jr., $50 pledge from Ann Pisnak, $20 from Tammy Magos and Steve Tanzen, $20 from Doris and George Hammond, $20 from Bob and Nancy Dunn. You see, there's plenty of names coming on, folks, but I don't hear the phones ringing. If you'd like to hear your name read with the pledge that's being made, come on, call in, 856-8100, 856-8100. Just a few more to read. We have $20 from John Estes, $25 from Mr. and Mrs. Haran, $15 from Dorothy Melnick, $20 from Barbara Bedell, $20 from Tom and Julie Merwin, New York City firemen, $20 from Lillian Andrich, $10 from Nancy Lord, from Marge Hotalin, $10, from Muriel Carmen, $15, from Doris Emery and Mario Aldini, $10, from Mary Lynn Hall and Mario DiGiacomo, $10, and from Walter and Helen Collins, $10. So, folks, the totals are coming up. Right now, at a little bit after 3 o'clock, our total pledges are $7,150. And I'm going to move the tote board up a little bit. Next time we bring this up at 4, let's see that numbers really go up, folks. Come on, we're really pushing hard to make our totals. Let's see us go over the $10,000 mark when we hit 4 o'clock here. So come on, let those telephones start ringing. Get your pledges in. This is the Joseph T. Aversa Scholarship Fund and Drug Awareness Telethon. So scholarships can be given out to Port Jervis High School students. 856-8100. People are on the telephones now to get the calls made. Somebody's just signaling me that there's another pledge that has just come in. So I'll keep talking a little bit while Joan is coming around now to give us another number. Remember, now it's 856-8100. The number is right down here on the screen. So come on, let's go ahead and call. Okay, I'm sorry, a little correction. Mr. Kent gave $50. I probably read the wrong total while I was trying to read all these numbers here. Okay, 856-8100. Let's get the telephones ringing now. Mr. Director's booth, who are we going to now? We're going to a tape now, so if you'll please watch and keep those telephones ringing, even though you don't see us on the screen, you see the tape on there, the phones are still active and still ready to go. So we have a tape to roll now.
Welcome to a special part of our program. I'm Bob Ween of WDLC WTSX. Pleasure to be with you on this very special day, and it really makes me very happy to hear those telephones ring. It is 856-8100. You see it on the screen right now. If you have been listening throughout the day, you know the purpose. The Joseph T. Aversa Scholarship Fund. We are here. We're talking about drug abuse, how to fight it, and a young lady that's with me is on the front line, Sister Pat Conway of New Hope Manor in Barryville. And it's a pleasure to have you here today, the group of lovely young ladies that are with you. Let's talk a little bit about New Hope Manor. First of all, you're not nervous being on TV, are you?
Not at all.
Not at all. You do this all the time.
Right, right.
What do you do all the time?
Well, I am the executive director at New Hope Manor, which in a sense is many hats. I am responsible for the fiscal operation, but I do also live in the house with the girls, and I do also do some counseling and some teaching. Most of us who are on the staff at New Hope do many things. We try to make it a homey and a family, community type atmosphere for the girls.
How many young ladies are there?
There are 36 at the present time.
How many staff members?
There are 11 staff who actually live on the property, who are there 24 hours a day, and there are about 8 auxiliary staff who come in every day, so I think there's 18 or 19 altogether.
What about some of the specialized training and background of the staff?
Well, a number of the staff have degrees in psychology. Many of them have master's degrees in service-oriented programs. I think one of the main educations we have is really doing the work, being involved with young people, working to figure out what does rehabilitation really mean, what does a person need to change in their life to become a whole person, to become a happy person, to become a contributing person to society.
How did you find yourself where you're at today? Where did you start?
Well, I started just volunteering really for 2 weeks at New Hope, and it was the kind of thing where I said to myself, well, I'll volunteer for 2 weeks and then I'll go and do what I was doing before. And gradually that grew from being there just in the summertime to volunteering during the year when I had holidays, and volunteering to run group therapy until finally I started working full-time. And just last September I became executive director.
How do the young ladies qualify for residence there?
Well, they have to be drug abusers, and they have to want to get some help. They have to want to rehabilitate themselves. We really don't have any other requirements.
Now, at that level, you are seeing what portion of the population would you say? Those that are saying that I realize, I recognize a problem. Any idea?
Oh, I think it's a very small percentage of people who are involved in drugs, who are really saying they want to get help.
How successful can your residents be?
Well, we pride ourselves on the fact that if a girl completes the program and graduates, she's pretty well guaranteed that she'll be drug-free. And she'll be more than drug-free, she'll be a contributing member to her community.
It takes a great deal of pride to get to that point, doesn't it?
It takes a great deal of hard work, really, and a lot of effort on the girl's part.
I think also that from what I know, that it takes more than just hard work to get to the conclusion. I think that there's a great deal of decision-making and hard work that has to be done before someone is ready to even enter your program.
That's true. A lot of times that comes from outside pressure, either families or the court system, maybe other counselors. There could be many ways that a girl comes to us, but eventually while she's with us, she has to make a very strong decision that she's going to complete this and she's going to make her life different.
And I think along the line, you must see, particularly being there, that there's tears, there's anguish, but a great deal of joy, because this is a goal that is worth fighting for.
Yes, that's true. There's all the human emotions are involved in it. Mm-hmm.
And what about, do you hold an actual graduation?
Yes, when a girl has graduated, we have a ceremony. Mm-hmm.
And what are the emotions that day?
Mostly a lot of pride, really a lot of pride, and a lot of memories of what someone was like. They're a completely different person when it's their day to graduate. If you've been with them throughout the program, there's a lot of memories of who they were, and just the miracle, really, that they've come to this day.
You could also say then what you're doing and how you're developing this is part of the success story in the battle against drugs.
We hope so. We hope we're doing some small part for that.
I know you have a program set up right now, Sister Pat. Please tell us a little bit more about what they're going to do now.
Yeah, the girls have prepared some songs and some Irish dancing, and then two of the girls would like to speak to the audience about their experiences as a drug addict. Okay.
Please.
The first song will be "We've Come This Far by Faith."
Good afternoon. My name is Sharon. I'm a 29-year-old resident at New Hope Manor, and I do feel privileged to be here today to speak to you about my experience so that hopefully it will enlighten you to understand what an addict goes through, and hopefully that you'll be able to reach them in some type of way. I would like to start off thank you. I would like to start off by talking a little bit about the type of family that I come from. I come from a middle-class family of 5. Both parents worked, they had good jobs, and they also went to college to further their education. And my family based the family off the values that they were brought up with and the morals. But for some reason, I just didn't feel like I belonged to them because of being the middle child. There was one rule in my family: you had to go to school, you had to obey the policies that were laid out in the household. But I didn't agree with them because I just had a problem with people telling me what to do, and I just didn't want to listen. Okay, with going to school, I really didn't see a purpose for it. I thought that school was only something that would help them. I didn't see it for me. It took me a long time to really get involved with school because I didn't have a purpose for it at all. Going to school, I had a hard time adjusting with people because I was an antisocial person, and I really thought that everybody should have revolved around me, and that wasn't the case. My father was also dysfunctional, and even though there were many problems at home, I really didn't see a problem with it. I thought that because he provided for us and that we did things together as a family, then that was what family life was supposed to be like, but it wasn't. The type of person I was basically to myself. I had a lot of thinkings about life. I thought the world owed me a living, and I thought that I can do whatever I wanted to, regardless to whom the person was. I had no value for other people's rights at all. Okay. My family, I thought that they did a good job of bringing me up. I had responsibilities in my home, things that I was supposed to have done. But I thought that I viewed them as being a maid or something like that. I didn't think they were for me. I thought my parents were obligated to take care of me until the day that I died, which wasn't the case. I only took initiative with the things that I thought would come easy to me, things that I really didn't have to struggle with, or that I would feel no pain. My family was always there to enable me so that I wouldn't have to go through any pain, because they thought that that was part of being a good mother or a father for me. And this is what I believe to have been the problem of my addiction. And when it was time for me to graduate to go to high school, it was a big change in my life because I was in public school for 8 years and I had to jump to a new school. And I couldn't really handle peer pressure, meeting new people, being in a different environment. That was really hectic for me. This was the first time I've experienced like having a boyfriend and things like that. There was a lot of different type of pressures that were added on me, and I couldn't really handle them. And there was no longer the situation where my family was there to take care of me. I had to do these things on my own. And I remember like my first time even getting high, it was due to hearing other people saying like, if I smoke reefer or do something like that, that will take away all the pain that I'm going through. And I can remember at that time in my life, I had made up my mind that I wasn't going to go through any type of pain. So I remember going to the bathroom and everyone was getting high, and that's where I experienced my first joint. Okay. At that time, I saw that when I was high, I wasn't able to feel any pain, and I had made a decision in my life that from here on in, that I was going to get high so that I wouldn't have to feel anything, not really realizing that I wasn't living in the realistic ways of life. In high school, I guess I got by the skin of my teeth. I did bring home a high school diploma. I went to college after then. My grades were really poor. I just made it. I floated through college, knowing that I was capable of doing more. But the only thing I I was satisfied with just doing as little as possible so that I wouldn't have to really struggle for anything or feel any pain. I continued to read literature about drugs, but it didn't faze me because I had my own thinkings of what life was all about. I thought life was a big party. And I still believed that everybody owed me. I didn't have to provide anything for them. And I can also remember many times my parents asking me to get some type of help for myself. But at that time, I didn't think that I had a problem. I didn't see it. I thought they were really crazy, you know. And basically, my friends came from broken homes, so I thought we were the ones that were off the wall, my family. So I chose to do what I wanted to do. I held many jobs. I couldn't really stick to one because I had no interest in any of them. I was really bored in life because I had no purpose. I didn't know what direction I wanted to go in. The only reason why I did work was the choices that were laid down to me. You either work or you get out. And I knew that I wasn't able to stand on my own, so I chose to work. But still, I made my family's life miserable, and I caused everybody's life that I came in contact with to be pure miserable. With my relationships, I really wasn't able to hold relationships because I wasn't capable of caring for anyone else, let alone myself. I can remember like the one relationship that I did get into, like my son's father, where he really wanted to help me, but because of the person that I was and the thinkings that I held in life, he wasn't even able to really help me or anything like that. I wasn't capable of loving anyone, not even my son. And like I think of the reasons why I had my son out of selfish reasons so that I can have someone there for me without really, I guess, like growing up and maturing and learning to build relationships with other people. I really felt that I didn't need anyone in my life. I can look back on my career as I've helped. The jobs that I had were decent jobs, but there still was no satisfaction in them for me because I wasn't really capable of providing anything for anyone else or sharing what I did know with anyone else. And I know that if there was a lot more built within inside of me, that I would have been able to offer someone something, but I wasn't able to. I remember about 3 years ago, my father died. Prior to that, I had decided that I wanted to get help to get off drugs. But then my father passed, and that was another crisis in my life. And I said, my attitude was to hell with this. I don't want it, you know. I wasn't able to deal with it. I wasn't able to talk about his death, which is basically the pattern of my life. I wasn't able to talk about a lot of things. And I held them inside. I continued to cover up for myself until I could escape into drugs. It was so easy to just get high and just mellow everything out and not really deal with it. And what made me come to New Hope was when my son said to me, like, I want my old mother back. That was really like the downfall for me. And I went to my mother for help, and she gave me like the number of several places. I called many of them. A lot of them didn't really have what I thought I needed. When I called New Hope, there was like a 2 weeks waiting period in which I stayed at my mother's. And I was just surprised that there was someone, that I had made a decision in my life that there was someone out there who can offer something to me, because I had taken so much from a lot of other people. Upon coming to New Hope, I had a difficult time getting along with other people because of my age. I was 27 at the time. A lot of the girls were much younger, and they gave orders because they had moved up on a level, and I couldn't really handle that. Because in my life, I never wanted anybody to tell me what to do because I thought I had all the answers. At New Hope, it was basically learning how to discipline myself, to change my thinkings behind life, and to like take on my own responsibilities without anyone else enabling me. And I thought the program was really crazy, you know, and I know I gave everyone a hard time at first, letting them know like there was no way in this world that I was going to do what they asked. But then I started looking at things realistically, like I needed the help. I couldn't tell myself what to do for so long. At New Hope, I found they have many different tools in the program, groups, school, The program is based off religious aspect. In school, I've learned to think things out. My grades are much better, and it was really difficult for me at first because there's no one just skimming through it. You have to sit down and really bust your behind to apply yourself and to learn how to think things clearly. I have a values class. I'm learning more about the people, the great leaders of our country, Gandhi, Dr. King, etc., and the values that they've held and their beliefs that made them come through life without violence. And that was like a struggle for me to see that there is another side to life. Although I knew this, but I didn't want to believe it. I thought everything was like physical violence, and that was the way you get your point across, which it isn't. At New Hope, because that's one of the policies, there's no violence. I have my peers. I've learned to like express myself to them, to go out to them when I need help. I'm there for them. We all help each other to make it through the program. I have staff, which I go for counseling. I think they really helped me to make it as far because a lot of the people I came to the program with, they left. And I can think of the times when I didn't believe in myself and they believed in me. I had a very low self-esteem until recently. It's like a big change in my life. And they pushed me when I didn't want to push myself. A lot of restrictions that I had on myself, I thought that staff was really off the wall. But they're not. I knew that they were there for my benefit. We have a level system at New Hope. The level system, you start from investment period where you invest yourself in the program and knowing who you are and what you have to do to get along with other people. And you work your way up to gain that independence and that responsibility. And I'm learning how to like even help out with the girls in the house, something I never really wanted to do. I didn't want any other people in my life, and I'm really helping there and learning responsibilities and values for myself. We have services where I'm more in touch with God, and I think that I've really grown spiritually. We also have our seminars where I'm learning to like look deeper within myself to find out who I am and where I want to go. And what has been most meaningful to me is the retreat that we've just had, where I'm able to see that there is more to life and what it has to offer, and that I can't make it without God and like the changes that I have to make within myself. And I'm starting to look more closely at my future to see where I want to go, you know, and I found that I do have something to offer the world, and that I know that the profession that I choose will be something with helping younger kids so that they won't fall into the life that I did live into. Thank you.
greatest love of all.
Children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs. A lonely place to be. And so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of leads you to a lonely place, find your strength in love.
Manor. With me, Sister Pat Conway. Let me remind you that today is the Vincent T. Aversa Scholarship Fund. The numbers to call, 856-8100. Please give us a call. Let's turn now and find out about our next selection.
Okay, the next song will be Hiding Place.
You are my hiding place. You always fill my heart with songs of deliverance. Whenever I feel afraid, I will trust in you. Are my hiding place. I will trust in you. Always fill my heart with songs of deliverance. Whenever I feel afraid, I will trust in you. On my hiding I will trust in you. Always fill my heart with songs of deliverance. Whenever I feel afraid, I will trust in you. On my hiding I will trust in you. Always fill my heart with songs of deliverance. Whenever I feel afraid.
A reminder that our phone number today is 856-8100. Please call us now. Our total is approaching $9,000. You can help. Success. It is your success and our success. Together, we fight the battle. 856-8100. Sister Pat, something special. Everybody is anticipating. There are big smiles on the faces, and they're ready.
Yes, another part of our St. Patrick's Day party, the 8-hand reel.
Ladies.